look at all the important global stories that we've been tracking for you bright and early this morning. And let's start by taking a look at what's happening with U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, because she presented the Financial Stability Oversight Council's annual report to the Senate Banking Committee. Talking about outlook for the U.S. economy, she said that she does not expect consumer prices to go down. Listen into what she had to say.
Our debt is highly valued, is the soundest and most liquid asset, not only for Americans, but around the world. But of course, we need to stay on a fiscally sustainable path. High prices were not caused by Bidenomics. We suffered a pandemic that resulted in severe dislocations.
Yes, ma'am, but if I could ask you, they're here to stay, aren't they?
I don't expect the level of prices to go down, but the rate of inflation...
So they're here to stay?
Well, some prices will be higher than they were before the pandemic.
Well, that's a word coming in from Janet Yellen. But a week after the monetary policy outcome, Richmond Fed President Thomas Birkin and Federal Reserve Bank of Boston President Susan Collins are seen to support Fed's pivot on inflation and rate cuts. As Birkin said that it would be smart for the central bank to take time on rate cuts, despite remarkable data showing that inflation is dropping. Meanwhile, Collins believes that the central bank will be able to cut rates at some point, as more evidence on inflation downturn is necessary.
All right then, and let's shift focus to some global macros then, because China's consumer prices suffered their steepest fall in more than 14 years, while the producer prices declined for a 16th month in January. CPI fell almost 0.8%, while producer price index fell 2.5% on an annual basis. Now remember, China has been struggling to regain economic momentum since the end of COVID curbs in late 2022.
And Google is rebranding its AI chatbot Bard as Gemini, and along with the introduction of a paid tier and expansion to mobile devices. The move comes as Google's parent Alphabet positions Gemini as the main brand for all its existing and future AI efforts, similar to Microsoft's approach with its Copilot brand.
All right, those were all the important global stories.